Welcome to the Fasting Podcast featuring wellness and optimal weight. Wow. This is episode 3. Plastic bottled water is not for fasting. Join our co-host, Julie Phillips, myself, and the incredible Kimberly Jansen, both certified natural health professionals with a combined experience of over 4 decades. In these weekly episodes, you'll discover simplified approaches, little-known facts, insights from the wellness coach perspective, valuable tips, and amazing wellness tools and technologies. And now on to the show. Kim, would you go ahead now and talk to us about good hydration?
Definitely, Julie. Thank you so very much. Okay, so hydration, no matter what, is super, super important to us, and especially when we're doing any form of fasting. Okay, what does hydration do for us? One, of course, it's hydrating the body. It's helping to dilute and flush out toxins in the body, which is exactly what we want, so we can get to that fat burning level, what's already been stored in the body, and any toxins that are there, we want them flushed out. Now, not all waters are created equally. Some people say, oh, I drink only distilled water. I drink reverse osmosis water. So yes, they meet the criteria of being pure, yet unfortunately, some people refer to them as dead water. Why? Because they've actually, in their purification process, have pulled all the minerals out of the body. The scientific way, the health way is aging is a lack of minerals. So if you are not hydrating with water that has minerals in it, you're actually contributing to the aging process of the body. Okay? Those waters distilled in reverse osmosis will actually pull more minerals from the body because it doesn't have any in it. Things like blood pressure, cramping, irregular heartbeats, all of these are affected when you drink demineralized water. We mentioned in episode 2 that you should consume half your body weight in ounces of pure water every day and away from meals. So 160-pound person, 80 ounces of pure water. Why away from meals? Because we don't want that water to dilute the enzymes in our foods. We want those enzymes to do their job, which is helping to digest and also assimilate the food that we're putting into our bodies and not have the water actually dilute it. Okay? Remember, plastic bottled water is not our water of choice. Julie is now going to tell us, is it healthy? I know it's convenient, but is it healthy?
Thank you, Kim. One thing that when I started to become a hydration specialist about 4.5 years ago from when this is recorded, and I'm also certified, by the way, in molecular hydrogen, I found out that those little plastic bottles start out as a chunk of plastic about the size of a man's thumb, put on a hot machine, shaped into a bottle, and filled with water without letting it properly cool, which would be more than a day. No one, even the high dollar brands, cannot afford to sit these empty bottles somewhere for more than a day. And the pumps and pipes are leaching their cleaning agents into the water. Well, German researchers studied 18 of some of the most popular plastic water bottle brands in the world and found that each of the 18 brands had approximately 24,500 different chemicals. Oh my gosh. And all 18 brands in less than 1/10 of 1 ounce hindered our hormone receptor activity in a negative way. Now, the estrogen hormone receptor activity, it isn't confined to just women, by the way, that was affected 60%, and the androgen hormone receptor activity for men, 90% in all 18 brands. Now, what I like about the study is that they also tested purified tap water, and it had 0 impact on the hormone receptors of either type. So moral of that story is, oh my goodness, who would want to be choosing plastic bottled water over purified tap water? Well, guess what else? There are certain chemicals in this plastic called maleates and fumarates, and they can really add to the tumor risk. Oh my goodness. And this is even for kids. So if you picture like a piece of pumpkin pie, and somebody took a slice out, that's what you can think of as an estrogen hormone receptor site. So you got a piece of pie with a slice missing. Well, when a girl turns, early teens, the true estrogen starts getting produced by her body, and it fits perfectly in that little slot, and it goes click, and it signals growth. It signals growth maybe of hair on the body or in the chest area to grow. But guess what? These maleates and fumarates in the plastic are called xenoestrogens, Xeno, fake estrogens. They can go in that slot, and they can go click, even though they don't fit perfect, and signal growth of what? Wouldn't it be terrible if that was tumor risk, even in the children? So this is a horrifying story. So any drink that you buy, like if you buy a little bottle of soda pop, which has its own problems with chemicals, sugar, acidity, and all of that, they're made in these little plastic bottles. Who could you imagine is going to sit and let them cool? And a gigantic environmental hazard. Did you know that the average little plastic bottle takes about 450 years to fully decompose, and longer for the heavier plastics? So, and it even can affect the ocean life, and it can affect the bird life. So really, moral of this story is that we really want to say no to plastic bottled water unless we're desperate. So Kim, can you talk about toxins in our water, since we have so many in just the plastic bottled water, and we know we have a lot of toxins in regular well water and in city water? So talk to us about toxins.
Okay, so toxins. What do toxins do for the body? They hinder the health, the wellness, and they also contribute to diseases. So the last thing we want to add is even more toxins in a source that we think is good for us. Okay, we're trying to hydrate the body. We want to keep the body hydrated. We want to ensure that we have the adequate amount of trace minerals. And yet, toxins in what we think is a clean source of water, toxins are in there, and they're causing and just wreaking havoc on the body itself. How did these toxins actually hinder hydration? Well, water pours into cells through a single file aquaporin. Okay, get that? Water pour, aquaporin. Okay, when there are toxins present, it causes these aquaporins to possibly open or close at the wrong time because the molecules have now clumped together. Okay, these are things we do not want to happen. I mentioned previously about wanting live, pure water, not dead water, live, pure water. And because aging is defined as a lack of minerals, one way to add that mineral back into the body, those trace minerals back into the body, is changing your salt. You can use the Himalayan pink sea salts. Easy way to replenish your trace minerals. You can put a little bit, and I mean a very little bit, because it has a very salty taste, into your water that you're drinking or into the foods that you're preparing. A great alternative to regular table salt. So we said before, we're going to give you good ideas, good ways to make your fasting and your weight loss and your healthy lifestyle all easy. Okay, instead of hindering the body's overall performance, we want hydration to actually benefit. Julie, a little bit more on cost associated with plastic bottled waters versus clean, healthy sources.
Well, this was a delight. And those 4.5 years ago, I saw a study that showed that people that drink the different types of plastic bottled water that is, I consider, very health damaging. It cost far more, even for the inexpensive ones, than it does to get health improving water, which is super purified tap water, ideally with something we're going to teach you about called molecular hydrogen. We're going to teach you why it's important and valuable and how you can get more of it. That's what Kim called the healing waters. So the good news is, stay tuned for the next several episodes, because we're going to teach you how you can save a whole lot of money and get super health improving water and turn your back on the health damaging water that cost a lot more. So go ahead, Kim, if you would close us out.
Sure. Julie, I wanted to add one more thing. In addition to being a health coach and a wellness coach, I also have coached about 14 years softball, girls softball. Absolutely love it. Let me tell you how many of those girls are drinking plastic bottled waters. Every softball field has that. Additionally, how many of those girls are having hormone imbalances? I want you to think about that. Think about when you see those recycle bins and they're filled with plastic water bottles. Think about what it's doing to your body, okay? Additionally, most of those water bottles are stored, they're not in your fridge, they're in your garage, they're in your car. So what is that doing? That heat is leaching even more toxins into the water. So leave you on that note. I want to thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Fasting Podcast. Please feel free to check out our episodes on both podcast and YouTube at thefastingpodcastwow.com. We also have 2 expert doctors talking about the amazing all-natural wellness and optimal weight program, our WOW program. Go to lifeboatdoctors.com. So thank you again for tuning in today. Please tune in every week to the Fasting Podcast. And if you like what you're hearing, share it. Share it with your family, your friends, your loved ones, anybody you think may benefit from hearing these side notes and these instructions for having a successful fasting program and also a successful wellness program. If you love the show, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. And thank you again for joining us. Julie, any parting comments?
Just love working with you guys and teaching people, and love to hear back from you. So go to our website and communicate us through the email there. Thank you.
Bye-bye.